And now that you've learned that Andrew Jackson's bird got kicked out of his funeral for cussing too much, you wonder, what can top this? What can be dumber than a whole town accusing each other of witches and a bird with a potty mouth?
At number 1 in dumbest moments in history, the Battle of Karánsebes. First, the background. The story of the Karánsebes campaign takes place in 1788. Joseph II ruled over the Holy Roman Empire, also known as the Austrian Empire. The empire had already been falling apart, leaving it barely holy or Roman.
To restore the empire, Joseph II decided to make a policy of his expansion with Frederick the Great of Persia. Joseph knew that he needed power to prove himself, so he was drawn into battle with the Ottoman Turks.
Joseph was getting sick, but he wanted to prove himself and become defender of Christendom, so he gathered his army and prepared to attack the Turks in Transylvania, Romania. Unfortunately for the Austrians, the area they camped in was beset with malaria. Over the course of 6 months, 172,000 men fell ill and 33,000 died, all without catching sight of the enemy. And finally, Joseph got news that the Turks were coming and ready to attack, so Joseph prepared half his army, ready to attack at any time.
The general then sent some of his infantry out to go scout the Turks out in the town of Karánsebes.
This mission is to scout the forces of the Ottoman Empire. You, and you are my vanguard. Cross the Timis River and look for the enemy. This battle would be infamous.
Absolutely, sir. We will do the job to the best of our abilities in the name of all that is holy.
Oh my god, the vanguards. Who goeth there? What is your business here, Romanian women?
Well, somehow we just got lost in this enormous woods with all of this extra alcohol. We just don't even know what to do.
But it's holy alcohol. This is not part of our mission.
Look, we would be doing our holy duty, and after all, that is what we were here to do. So I think I might,
What are you doing? Wait, we only have so much money, and what if the Turks come?
It's fine. We're gonna be all right. It's holy alcohol.
Fine, if it's a holy duty, we must partake in the alcohol. Perfect.
Do you think they have guns?
Woo, it's so fun.
I want more.
You want some more?
Yes.
I have a ton of alcohol for
Oh
you.
my God.
Here you go.
You know, I feel as though your intentions are pure. Look at this. I just got it after my promotion. Do you want to see? It's definitely loaded.
Let me see.
There's a bullet in there. Do you see the bullet? Yeah, it's loaded.
Wow.
So far, we have learned that vanguards are devoted to the army, but maybe not devoted enough. Yes, they have been camped for 6 months, but does that give them the right to be drunk when they're supposed to be scouts? In conclusion, the vanguards are dumb for taking all the alcohol from the Romanian women.
Speaking of the Romanian women, they seemed like they were up to something. They had their little whispers about guns and how the situation was going so well. Seems slightly odd to me.
Also, did you notice that the Romanian women weren't drinking the alcohol? They quickly poured it out on the grass when the vanguards weren't looking. They were so quick to keep giving the vanguards alcohol. What could they need them drunk for?
The Romanian women are definitely very sneaky. If that vanguard wasn't so egotistic and didn't want to show off his gun to the Romanian woman, then she would have definitely asked for it later on.
In the next scene, we would get a perspective of what's happening back across the river at camp.
We see interactions between the prince, the general, and one of the officers. Let's dive deeper into their characters.
The prince has a reputation on the line. He will do anything and everything to defeat the Ottoman Turks so he can finally please Frederick the Great of Persia. The prince doesn't know too much about war, so the general has to keep him in check.
We already know some things about the general. He's the one to get things done. The general has a little bit of a temper, but that's only because he wants the job done, and he wants it done right. The general is one of the smarter people in the army, and he doesn't want the spread of hysteria because he knows that will cause utter chaos.
The officer has his own opinions about what's right, but he's submissive to anyone that tells him what to do and that's higher ranked than him. He wants to keep everyone safe, but is overpowered on all sides. In the next scene, we'll see how the officer's opinion is quickly shut down by the general and the prince due to disrespect and the need of order in camp.
I have an incredibly bad feeling about this.
How dare you disrespect the operation? What is wrong with you? Hello, General, are you going to do something about this? We have a spy. Imbecile! We cannot have chaos in the camp. This is a secret. Now tell me, what troubles you?
I have no desire to cause any chaos among this camp.
Do your duty and stay on your post unless told otherwise. Do not disrespect this operation again, or you'll be left cleaning the outhouses.
What?
This is what you get for attacking the prince with unfounded evidence. Now go to your post. Go!
4 hours later, the officer comes back from his post and he checks in with the general.
The prince is going crazy. He overhears the general and the officer's conversation and he thinks that his reputation is ruined. And then, well, play the next scene.
Moments later.
Have you heard back from the Vanguard?
No, sir.
What do you think happened? Enlighten me.
I think this is a horrible idea.
The prince is right. What is the matter with you?
But Sir, there's been no response for the Vanguard for hours.
What? Send reinforcements. Get the guards immediately. Send the guards. Send the infantry. Send the whole damn camp.
In this scene, it's where it gets heated. The infantry won't bring the situation to light if they can get drunk with the vanguards, but the vanguards think it's their alcohol, they bought it, so they don't have to share.
We can really see the true colors of both the vanguard and the infantry, and even the Romanian women come out. Take a second and focus on the drastic and emotional confrontation between the vanguards and the infantry. Just remember, the vanguard outranks the infantry. Play the scene.
Are you drunk?
No. Well, we found
what?
these ladies, and they were without husbands, and they had a bunch of alcohol, and it was our holy duty to drink it off of their hands.
Slow down. So you got drunk with a bunch of ladies.
No. We got drunk with a bunch of ladies.
No! We should report you to General, but we might not if you let us have a drink with you.
Yeah, let's drink.
Yeah,
such a good idea. This is our alcohol. We bought it, and you cannot have any.
Fine. We're just gonna have to report you to the General.
You shall not report us to the general, and you don't tell me what
You do not tell me what to do. You do not tell me what to do. Are you gonna hit me? Do you want it? I don't want it. Because you're asking for it. You're dying for it. Get off my back. Got it?
Idiot, have your alcohol.
Did you hear that? Someone just said
What was
Turks.
that?
Someone just
Turks?
said Turks.
Turks?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Turks! 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 Oh
Turkish
no,
people!
Turks!
The Turkish
Turks
people
are
are
coming!
here! They are here! The Turkish.
They're right
the
there!
Turkish people. Commotion on the other side of the river. We're in the midst of something serious.
Serious?
Serious.
After you put me in this room?
There's commotion on the other
Something
side.
serious?
I'm serious. My voice will be heard.
No.
You only care about yourself, Prince. You don't care about your soldier
He's
or
out
your country.
for my reputation.
You-
My reputation.
The Turks are here.
What's going on? What's going on?
Turks are here.
What's going on?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Turks, Turks, Turks! Turks, Turks, Turks! Turks! Yeah,
This is where it gets incredibly chaotic, partly because it's a war, partly because there's a language barrier between all of the soldiers, and partly because they all have been deceived.
After utter chaos breaks out in the camp, and some of the officers overhear the general trying to stop the commotion by saying, "Halt!" The officers think he is speaking German, and to the best of their ability, they try to interpret what he is saying.
The officers at the camp start firing their guns at the vanguards, and the infantry start firing at what they think is the Turks while they make their way back to camp. It's dark and they can't see a thing. Yeah.
Okay. Once the vanguard and the infantry make it back to the camp, they think that the people at the camp are shooting the Turks. So they want to help their army, and they start shooting at the Turks.
Halt! Halt! I said halt! Halt?
Do you know German?
No, what does halt mean?
I think it means shoot everyone and everything in sight.
Sounds
Does that
about
make
right.
sense?
Yeah, it's over.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
We're in the war. Boom, boom, da-da-da-da-da. Is the deed done?
Yes, it was so easy to corrupt them. All it took was a couple gunshots. See? There's a bullet
Turks?
in there.
Now is our time.
Wow. What a plot twist. The Romanian women were working with the Turks. This is so tragic. Oh my god.
2 days later, after the Turks meet up with the Romanian women, they see if they did their job, and the Turks head to the Austrian camp, and they see that about 10,000 Austrian soldiers are wounded or injured or dead.
Yeah, let's drink. Let's drink. Say it. Let's drink.
Is it recording?
Let's drink.
Too big. Wait, I thought you were serenading to the sunset.
I am serenading to the
I
sunset.
thought it was like this.
Does that say sense? The officer.
Sorry.